Hi everyone, Swanky Markets with the outlook for Friday the 9th of July. We'll start off with a couple of trades today and how you can recognize them and things like that. And we'll do that as we go through the pairs anyway. This is the 1 hour. We're still in this range that I pointed out, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. This is the hour chart. You all know I don't like to go below an hour. I go 15 minutes for the breakout system, but preferably the higher the time frame, the better for me. This candle appeared this morning. Price, the bulls pushed it all the way up and the bears pushed it all the way down. Right back under 152 level. That was a key to go short. It was in the right event in the right location. So 152 was the level. Nice short then taken, and right down here to the S197. Just below here you also have the weekly pivot as well, which is on another chart. You've also got signals on the 4 hour to be looking for that. If I move this over here, you got all these wicks here on the top. This is off the weekly pivot. This is the range. The bottom of your range is the weekly pivot. The top is 152. 4 hour has not closed above 152, and it's got to close soon. Let me get rid of that there. I was just pointing something out to somebody today. You had these wicks, and then you had that pin bar on the 1 hour. That was a short. It was good for 90 odd pips. So that was on the pound dollar. So where the pound dollar now? Well, the pound dollar can't get above 152. It cannot close above there on the 4 hour or the daily. It has been pushed up here, as you see. This candle today, if it closes like that, is indecision. It's an indecision candle. It is coming off this trend line here, and it is going to have to make its mind up one way or another. Maybe not tomorrow, it might be next week. But don't forget, if it breaks up, we've got this 200 EMA just above, which will provide resistance, and you might get a nice trade back to 152 out of that, and then long up to here if it breaks up. If this should break down, then let it close outside and then go in on a retest, and you should be good to go to 168 of the fibs. Fib levels and EMAs are very, very important at the moment. You find in this business that some systems will work better than others at various times of the year. No one system will work 100% of the time, which is why you have to have different tools in your toolbox. At the moment, I'm not trading a lot off of pivots. The last few weeks, I'm trading more off of trendline breaks and EMAs. They seem to be working really well. So just keep an eye on this, and tomorrow I will wake up in the morning and I will have a look and I'll see where we are in here. And I've told you before, in a range, you only get in short there or you get in long there. You don't take a trade in the middle of a range. Okay, so if you saw this, you wait for signals. Here we have a pin bar. We put that together with our 4 hours. Yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, we had these train tracks. Very, very bearish. That also went in, coincided with this. It was this hammer here, this shooting star here. That shooting star appeared on the 4 o'clock candle close, which is 5 p.m. GMT my time, and that closed the same time as we got that. So that was another signal. Alright, this here is a morning star pattern. That is a good signal to go long. Here is another morning star pattern, but it'll take in the 4 of these candles. So that is another signal to go long. So you will be looking for things like that. Should it break and close on a 4 hour above this level, be wary of the 200 EMA on your daily, which, as I talked to you now, is at 152.95. Be careful of that. That is the pound. Okay, let's go to the euro. The euro has now taken off. We know we've got these inverted head and shoulders, which, if it's played out, should take us up here. Well, it might not get right to the top, 132.71. We'll have to see what this 200 EMA is, but it should at least take us up there. However, it may not. Like all things in this business, I mean, nothing works 100%, and you just got to look at the next step and see what the next step is, the next hurdle it's got to get over, and have a plan B in case it doesn't get over it, and manage your trades. Now it's coming up to the 89 EMA. Now it is pretty soon going to hit this. Now it may hit it tomorrow. If that's the case, it'll coincide with the 50 of the fib, 127.92. And then that might push it back down a bit. Should that break over the next few days and it gets through this, you're looking at this. This is a monthly trend line and a weekly trend line. which will be, that will be up around the 129, 128.80, 129 level. So, and then should it break that, we got the 61.8 of the fib. So those are three levels. We need to get over this 89. Then we got here, then we got here, then we got here. This 365 will have moved by then, so we'll come to that near the time. But I am anticipating we should get up around there. We may not. It may decide here's enough and come back down. It may decide here's enough and come back down. You just don't know. This is in a downtrend, so if you're longing this, I hope your counter trend trading rules. And counter trend trading rules, one of the most important one is half your normal lot size. Even though I am very bullish, it is still in a downtrend until it breaks 78.6 for me. On the 4 hour, you can see the 4 hour, it's riding this trend line up here. Let me bring this down a little bit. It's riding this trend line up here. It is closed above the 365, went down, touched the trend, formed the trend line, and then it's gone up, and now it's gone up, and now it's cleared 126.55 this afternoon, and now it's coming off the WR1. So it's every step of the way, and this is it on the hourly today. The hourly today has just been riding this trend line up and riding this trend line up the whole way, and this is only the last couple of hours it's gone up again. And if we fib that, we might get a fib level 38.2, right off the 38.2, then to 23.6, and then obviously it's at its height now, so it can't break over that, so that mightn't happen till tomorrow. So tomorrow, where would I be with the euro? Well, if we get if price is to get back to 126.50, 126.70 area tomorrow, I may be interested in scaling more into the trade. Then I'll have to see, but it would mean this trend line would be broken. So I would go to the 4 hour time frame and I would have a look there. 126.50 would be just above the monthly M4, and is also previous resistance, which should become support. So I'd be quite happy at looking at that. Once the 4 hour gets down there, I'd have a look on the 1 hour, and I would have a look for clues. Okay, the Swissy has new lows again today, new lows last night, and then where today we've closed lower on the 1 hour. If we go to the daily, it's below this major line 105.04. It's 105.10 on another platform of mine. It's just a difference of brokers. Tomorrow, should it spike up and come back down, I'd look on the 4 hour and the hourly. I may be interested to scale more into the trade there. Price came up today and was just kicked out, and now it's below it. So we'll see how we get on with that. Stocks are down. The stocks are getting into very, very oversold territory. They might go a little bit more down than that, but we should see. But keep an eye on this. Here, look, this S&B came away, down it came. It's another thing I want to show you on the pound. The pound, don't forget, we're getting all these wicks here. It can't break 152. It's still in here. We got MACD divergence on the daily and the 4 hour. Stocks are going down slightly as well. So if it can't break here, it's going to go down. So just be patient with it. It will tell you eventually what way it's going to go. Just being patiently. The Aussie dollar being held by the 200 EMA on the daily. I'm leaving this tomorrow. Just above that, we got the 61.8 of the fib, which was also previous support, previous resistance. I will leave this tomorrow. US dollar CAD, I'm also going to leave this tomorrow. However, I want to show you something. This here is a head and shoulders. This is a monthly head and shoulders. Still got a way to go to break this trend line, and this is 240 pips left. So stocks, however, are up. MACD's higher, but the Bollinger Bands are starting to open up downwards as if this is going to go down further, which we do think it is. 4 hour. This, I wanted to clear all this first before I decide to get in a trade. This is the 365, that's the 200, the 50 of the fib is there. There's a lot of wood there, so I'm leaving it tomorrow. But just write this in your notepad, and then we'll come back to that later on in the next few weeks, and we'll see how we're setting up. But I'd like to try and play this one out. Don't forget the New Zealand dollar. I haven't forgotten about that either. And if anybody noticed, the 4 hour broke out last night that I pointed, and it went up even further today. We'll come to that in a minute. Dollar yen. This is it on a 4-hour. As we can see, it's broken. It's now above the 55. EMAs are starting to turn down here, and it's starting to look a little bit bullish. Now I will be interested at 90. I'll also be interested at 89.20.